Hello and welcome to Fund Money. Here we're going to discuss about the latest sovereign gold bond issue. It's one of the topics where lots of our followers of Fund Money, they ask questions. We're going to give you some major features of the latest sovereign gold bond issue, which is going to be available till 12th June to 2020. And we're going to give you a quick take on how to look at this latest sovereign gold bond offering. So we'll be coming back with the details in just a little while. Welcome back. Welcome to Fund Money. Sovereign gold bond issue, the latest one, which is going to be available till 12th of June 2020. We're going to give you a very quick take on it as to how you can look at it. Now, first, let's talk about the features. You can buy them in denominations of 1 grams or multiples thereof, and if you do an online buying, then it's 4,627 rupees per gram. It becomes 4,677 for the regular kind of subscription. This is a 8-year bond, and from 5th year onwards you can exit. It will become tradable after a short period of time. So that's another thing that one needs to keep in mind. An individual or a Hindu Undivided Family HUF can go up to 4 kgs of gold worth of sovereign bond denomination and per year. And if there's joint holding, that means you and your spouse, then the individual limit of 4 kgs is for the first holder. So that means if there's a couple who are doing it, then both can be joint holders, and each can do 4 kgs each. That's the annual limit. Each year actually can go and buy this. So these conditions more or less remain the same. There's a 2.5 coupon rate. This is a taxable rate of coupon sort of interest that you're getting, and so it's basically what's happening is, apart from the capital gains, you're also getting an interest. Remember, when you actually buy gold and physical gold and you put it away somewhere, you don't get any kind of annual sort of interest. But here in sovereign gold bonds, in this issue and the ones before, you were getting a coupon rate, right? So apart from that, redemption is obviously going to be at the price of the gold. Price of gold, which will be prevailing at that point, and they'll take a price 3 days before that, and whatever is the price, and on that they're going to do the redemption. So the other important thing is that you can buy sovereign gold bonds online. You can have the bond certificate or ownership in demat form, so that makes it very, very convenient. Apart from that, one can talk about some of the advantages of sovereign gold bonds. We have listed them in the past also, and for those of you who haven't gone through our previous videos and audios, there's a link in the description section, and you can also check out our playlist. So basically what you need to keep in mind is that here you're not buying physical gold, and therefore all the limitations such as looking at the purity, where to keep it, you have to keep it at a secure place, all those challenges are not there, right? So apart from that, as we know, gold in terms of as an investment, as in terms of an asset class, it may go through periods when they may not grow so well in terms of return, but there were periods when it will do well, like after the global financial crisis in 2008, but it typically grows. So that is the reason why you need to have a little bit of gold investment, say max 5 to 10% of your overall investments. And sovereign gold bonds actually are a good candidate for that. But you have to make sure that you don't too much of it, this kind of investment, gold bond investment or gold investment, and it. As I mentioned, that it takes away all the difficult aspects of gold investing. So, and the other important thing, as I mentioned, is you rarely have a capital loss. You never make a capital loss. So that's just about the only real risk, that you buy it at a point, and like 8 years later, the gold prices will go down for some reason. That's pretty unlikely, right? The other thing is that if you hold these bonds till maturity, there's no capital gains tax, right? So therefore, it is, if you have to hold it for those 8 years. If you actually there's some kind of a transfer that's happened in the middle of the period, after say 5 years, between 5 and 8 year 5 and 8, you're actually selling it off to somebody. There's capital indexation that happens. So basically, the cost of acquiring this bond is driven down, or rather the cost is driven up, and the capital gains come down simply because inflation is being adjusted. So that's what inflation indexation is there, and you get a concessional rate of interest of 20, rather a tax rate of 20%. So as a result, you get that benefit of paying lower capital gains tax, right? Now, one of the reasons why we at Fundu Money quite like sovereign gold bonds and anything which is paperless gold. One, we have mentioned that they need to be there because there is always some kind of a growth in a gold investment. They may not match, say, a real estate or an equity investments in stocks, either directly or through mutual funds, but there is some growth that happens. So in a year when stocks and debt investments are not doing well, you still get some growth. So that's number one. The other good thing about sovereign gold bond is this, that you can invest in the name of minor. So suppose you were planning to buy gold for, say, your child's future. So you can actually instead of buying gold now, and you want to keep some gold, a provision for gold, you can actually buy the gold bond. And when the child comes of age and the marriage is going to happen, with those proceeds, you actually buy gold and whatever ornaments or whatever you want to do. And that makes much more sense because there's more contemporary sort of product that you'll be choosing. And of course, if you don't want to do that, as a return hedge or something like that, sovereign gold bonds play their role. So remember, all your gold investments should not exceed 10% of your overall investments, right? So we hope you found this useful. Stay connected with us. Stay in touch with us on all leading social media networks. Till the next Fundu Money content, take very good care of yourself, and goodbye.